Hey everybody, welcome back. Draco the Juggler here. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you some more advanced techniques on how to correct the Diabolo. In this video, we're going to cover some techniques to use, like using your finger to make the Diabolo orient different ways, and you can also use the finger to tilt the Diabolo as well. As an alternative, you could also use the hand stick to correct the Diabolo as well too. Learning how to correct the Diabolo different ways other than using a string is actually really important, and it really helps you out, especially when you're trying to learn how to do 2 or 3 or multiple Diabolos at the same time. Let's try to cover the very basic technique that I showed you first in the previous video. I showed you how to get the Diabolo spinning with the tug acceleration, and with that tug acceleration you can tilt the Diabolo forward with the string by putting your right hand forward to tilt it forwards, or the same hand goes backwards to tilt it backwards. Remember that I'm a right-handed Diabolo player, so I'm using my right hand to control the tilt. As you notice, sometimes when you correct the tilt on the Diabolo with the string, it has a tendency to face a different direction after you finish tilting it. And an easy way to fix that is, like I said in the previous video, just grab the Diabolo, reorient it, and start over again to face it the way that you want to face it. But this can be kind of tedious and it takes away a lot of spin. So learning how to do these techniques that I'm going to show you in this video are going to be really helpful for maintaining your spin and not having to stop the Diabolo and start from scratch. Before I actually get the Diabolo spinning and actually show you what's happening, let me explain the anatomy of the Diabolo one more time so this is a little bit more understandable. The Diabolo has 2 cups and an axle. There's the front cup, there's the back cup, and for each cup there's the outer side of the cup and the inner side of the cup. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be either touching the outside or the inside of the cup to get the Diabolo corrected in different ways. And there are 4 main points of the cups that I want to focus on. There's the very top, the very bottom, the left, and then the right. You could actually correct the orientation of the Diabolo by touching the top and the bottom on the inside of the cups. And also you could touch the outside cups as well. It'll just be opposite from the inside of which way it makes the Diabolo turn. Let's get the Diabolo spinning fast, and then I'll show you some orientation corrections. With enough spin on the Diabolo, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to touch the top on the inside cup of the Diabolo, and notice how that makes the Diabolo rotate to the left. If I touch the bottom, it'll make the Diabolo rotate to the right. One thing that's cool is you could actually touch the same cup. I'll touch the front cup this time, and instead of touching the inside, I'll actually touch the outside, and it'll have an opposite effect. So touching the inside of the cup will make it rotate to the left on top, and touching the outside on top will make it rotate to the right. You can also touch the back cup. I'm going to touch the back bottom cup, and it's going to make the Diabolo rotate to the left. Or I'll touch the top, and it'll make the Diabolo rotate to the right. The best way for you to learn how to do this yourself is to get enough spin on the Diabolo. You should learn a faster spinning technique, like a wrapped orbit acceleration, before you actually start learning how to do this technique. When you have enough spin on the Diabolo, go ahead and put both sticks on one hand, take your finger, and try to touch different parts of the Diabolo. Let's try to focus on touching either the top or the bottom of the inside cup to see how it rotates. Now that we know how to correct the orientation by touching the top, inside, or outside of the cups, now let's try to learn how to do the tilt. We could actually correct the tilt by touching the sides of the cups now. Let's get the Diabolo spinning fast so we have enough spin to show you. With enough spin, I'm going to put both sticks on one hand. I'm going to touch the left-hand side of the front cup on the inside, and it's going to tilt the Diabolo forwards, or if I touch the right-hand side on the inside, it's going to tilt the Diabolo backwards. Remember that the outside cup will have the opposite effect of the inside cup. So if I touch the right-hand side on the front inner cup, it'll make it tilt backwards, or if I touch the outer side, it'll make it tilt forwards. Eventually, you're going to start noticing something. You're going to notice that touching the left outer part on the front cup is actually the same as touching the right outer part of the back cup. They both make the Diabolo tilt backwards. The same is also true for the inner cups. The right inner part of the front cup is the same as the left outer part of the front cup. They both make the Diabolo tilt backwards. Another thing that you can also notice is the Diabolo is a circle. It has 360 degrees in which you can touch each side of the Diabolo. You don't have to touch only the top or the side. You can touch in between the two to get a kind of blended together correction. If I touch the top kind of diagonal 45-degree angle between the top and the right-hand side, the Diabolo both tilts and it rotates at the same time. The best way to learn how to do this is kind of just to play around with it and just to touch different parts of the Diabolo to see what happens. Try to touch the top, try to touch the right, try to touch the diagonal points. Try to get a mixture of all the points to see how it affects the Diabolo to tilt and reorient. If you don't want to use your fingers to touch the cup, you can instead use the stick. What I like to do is I like to first get enough spin, And then I'm going to just, with my left fingers, grab the string, and now with my right hand I have enough slack and ability to touch the Diabolo with the stick instead. And then just let the string go when you want to go back into playing. You can actually make the string tilt more efficient now that you know this knowledge by using the string to touch either the top or the sides or the 45-degree angles to correct the Diabolo the way you want. So to get that super fine string control, you can aim your right hand at different parts of the Diabolo to try to correct the way you want it to. Up until now, you've kind of noticed that I have to stop Diaboloing to actually touch and fix the cup, which might not be the best thing to do. Instead, there are other techniques that you can use the stick to tap the Diabolo in motion. This usually works very well with under the leg motions to learn how to do this. In this case, I'm going to do an under the leg under my left leg, and I should be able to have a solid orbit like so. Notice how for my under the leg, I'm using primarily the right hand to drive the motion, pointing the stick towards the Diabolo as well. This is going to make it easy to start correcting the Diabolo with the strings and sticks lined up like so. If I want to make the Diabolo tilt backwards, I'm going to hit the stick as I catch the Diabolo on the outer side of the Diabolo on the right hand side of the back cup. So I'm going to hit the right back outer part, and the Diabolo slowly starts tilting backwards and backwards with every tap. If I want to make it tilt forwards, I'm going to hit the outer right hand side of the front cup. One thing I suggest to do with orbit corrections is to gradually hit the cups and make the Diabolo tilt over time, as opposed to hitting it hard and trying to go all at once. Try to do it in multiple throws until you eventually are even again. So now that we know how to make the Diabolo tilt with the tap corrections, let's learn how to correct the orientation. I want to make the Diabolo turn to the left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the top back cup to make it turn to the left. Slowly but surely with every toss, it's starting to rotate to the left now. If I want to rotate to the right, I'm going to hit the top front cup this time, and it'll start rotating to the right. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you to understand the different techniques that exist for correcting and reorienting the Diabolo. And again, thank you so much for my Patreon supporters and my Twitch subscribers for supporting me. Your support means a lot to me, and it also helps me to make quality content videos like so. If you want to watch me on Twitch, my Twitch is on twitch.tv.Draco the Juggler. And if you want to support me on Patreon, my Patreon is patreon.com/Draco the Juggler. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber yet to my YouTube channels, or you don't have the notification bell clicked, be sure to click those so you get updates for when I release new content. I'll see you next time, everybody. Good luck practicing.